Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about One Piece chapter 1033. Now, this chapter right here was pretty crazy. I can't wait to see the next chapter, and it is so exciting. Oda, you are rocking it out hard, man. Just make sure you keep up with your health and take your breaks now and then, okay? I want you to be alive and well to finish the series than you being on the hospital bed on death's door. So if anything else, let's just get this chapter started. We have to it that freaking Zoro's is screaming at Emma not to drain his energy, without his permission. But King takes advantage of this and ends up attacking him, We have to it that, that Zoro tries to attack King with the sword, but it looks like to me King just took it on like no problem and says, "You did a direct hit." And all of a sudden, Zoro gets attacked by a powerful explosion. Then we go to see Sanji and Queen talking to each other, and Queen's like, "Yo, you just called the pirate hunter, right? He doesn't stand a chance against King." Even Sanji's like, "What the hell are you even talking about?" And Queen's like, talking about the Lunarian, and King is a Lunarian. He even mentions like they were all supposed to be eradicated a long time ago. Those monsters could thrive in any hospital environment that the world threw at them. In the distant past, they were actually considered gods. How could beings like that get wiped out? That's something you have to find out yourself, And we have to it that Queen launches another laser beam and gets ready to clash against Sanji once more. As for Zoro, we get to see to it that he says, "Close one. I'd be gunning if I used armament a second later." And we get to see to it that Zoro's like, "I don't get it. How is he still unscathed? He just blew himself up." And Zoro attacks King with Shi Soon Soon, and we all know what that move is, a lion song if anything. And we had to he attacks King with Shi Soon Soon, like I said. But unfortunately, King does not take any damage at all. It looks like to me he just took it on like no problem. Says, "Is that all you got?" And he ends up attacking Zoro with using Imperial Tempera. But unfortunately, Zoro's sword Emma ends up going out of control again and taking his power and hockey, And we had to it that freaking Zoro barely dodges the attack, or he did dodge the attack but still took some damage, and then ends up nearly falling down. And we had to it that that King's like, "Hey, a swordsman beaten by his own sword. That's really funny." And we had to it Zoro ends up saving his Sundai Kitetsu and remembers how one of the old man, the one with the long nose with the mask on, talks to Zoro about how you wield Sundai Kitetsu and that belongs to me, And we had to it Zoro remembers how he acquired Sundai Kitetsu, and how it's a cursed sword, and Zoro decides to take it. And we have to it that King criticizes Zoro by saying, "I can't believe you're risking your life to save a sword. Are you that stupid?" And we have to it that Zoro continues his fight, and he ends up finding Wado Ichimonji and was so happy it didn't fall off the island. Now, if you guys don't remember, or if you guys know Wado Ichimonji, that sword is very important to Zoro, Be glad of all life at the very beginning of the series that it did not even break when it clashed against Mihawk, Now, I'll tell you something more crazy later, but we have to it that there's a flashback which I really like the most when it comes to Zoro acquiring Wado Ichimonji, and how he makes a vow and promise that he'll be stronger for both of us, Strong enough that my name reaches up to the heavens. I'm going to be the world's greatest swordsman whatsoever, And we have to it that the guy with the long nose, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. It's just his name's not being mentioned right now. He ends up talking about "Hey, that white katana of yours, the Wado Ichimonji, is actually forged by the same man that made Emma, And he is named Shimotsuki Kozaburo, And Zoro's like, "I didn't have time to think about it before, but how did the sword from Wano end up in the East Blue, And we had to it King attack Zoro by using Imperial Twin Blades, And we had to it that Emma's going out of control on Zoro again. And we had to it that Zoro remembers his past with Momo, where Momo ends up telling Zoro, "I was told not to say Sunachi, It's just something I heard from an old geezer in my village. I've never used the word myself." And we had to it Zoro ends up trying to remember about the old geezer that he was always in the village that he always hangs out with now and then, you know? And Zoro remembers, like, and I only found out that he was Kuina's grandfather after he croaked or something, you know? And we had to the guy, we see a flashback with the man with the long nose of the mask says the master swordsmith Shimotsuki Kozaburo left this country illegally over 50 years ago, you know? And we had to Zoro ends up remembering 13 years ago in the East Blue when it comes to Shimotsuki Village. And ironically, it's called Shimotsuki Village whatsoever. It's kind of crazy at the same time, you know? But if anything else, let me continue. Shimotsuki Dojo. We see to it that Zoro continues his like training, you know, when it came to the Shimotsuki Dojo, and the guy ends up saying Sunachi. It's a battle cry that gives you courage, you know? And Zoro ends up talking to the geezer and says, I don't think I'll use it. It sounds weird. Say, old man, is it true that you were a samurai? Everyone at this dojo says you were. And the guy says, shut it, boy. You're gonna bring the Marines down on my head. Why would the Navy care? And Zoro's like, none of your business. Now scram, you not snot-nosed brat. And Zoro's like, screw you, useless old windbag. That was so funny. And we have to Zoro continues his training outside the dojo, and the guy says, so, you're fed up practicing at the dojo, right? And Zoro's like, look, I lost to Kuina again and again, and I need to train non-stop. And Shimotsuki, ironically, this guy, the village geezer, and sorry for saying it, but he is Shimotsuki, ends up giving Zoro 2 blades, and Zoro's like, are you serious? But I don't have any money. But Shimotsuki's like, it's fine, just take them, they're not much anyway. And he even tells Zoro to use it for his training. And we had to Shimotsuki tell Zoro a lesson about swords. He says, listen, swords exist to cut people down. When smiths create them, they ensure they can take as many lives possible. Even Zoro's like really freaked out about this. And this is a flashback, you know? And we had to Shimotsuki tell Zoro like each blade is like a person with a unique disposition or a unique trait. A swordsman is the one who tames the sword's wild nature and bends it to their will. He even tells Zoro like it's a joke that deadly swords are believed to be cursed, but that's just how named blades are. I consider it praise. Let the weak spread their nonsense. It means those swords fulfill their purpose well. And we had to it that freaking like Shimotsuki therefore tells Zoro, I crafted my magnum opus or my masterpiece when I was still young. The temperament of the sword that was something you get chills just by holding it. I named it after the Lord of the Underworld. And Zoro remembers like the Lord of the Underworld is Emma, you know? And that Zoro remembers like, oh my gosh, so Shimotsuki Village. No wonder it's a coincidence. I just didn't understand it. And we have to it that like he remembers a flashback about how kids say, did you know that the village was founded by pirates? My grandma told me. And then, you know, the same guy with the long nose, you know, with the mask, ends up telling Zoro, the master swordsmith, Shimotsuki Kozaburo, left this country illegally over 50 years ago. And Zoro's thinking in his mind, that geezer was a samurai of Wano. He was the swordsmith Shimotsuki Kozaburo, named blade, and he remembers what the old man says to him, like, name blades stay vigilant. They wait patiently to find a swordsman worthy of them, you know? And we had to it that he remembers the shopkeeper that gave him Sandai Kitetsu, saying like, it is said a sword chooses its wielder, you know, that kind of thing. And Zoro ends up realizing that that's what this is. It's testing me, you know? We had to it that like, Zoro picks up the sword and says, the sword isn't acting out of malice. That means it's just I'm not been measuring up to its standards. You're telling me Odin was able to wield you even while this much hockey was pouring out of him? Is that it, Emma? And we have to it that freaking like some of the beast pirates end up seeing Pirate Hunter and they say, oh, if we take his head, we'll get promoted. I'm thinking in my mind, oh, shut up, dude. You will not even take his head even if he's very weak right now, okay? Because you're not even worthy. And here's what happens. We have to, Zoro remembers, like, what do? I can only appease it if I keep going all out with my hockey. But that could kill me. But Zoro thinks in his mind, no, this is how it's meant to be. And we have to it, Zoro uses Conqueror's hockey. Even King says, I see. So you also got Conqueror's hockey or kingly ambitions, do you? Even Zoro looks at his blades right now, and they are being covered, and they're being covered up not just by simple flames, but by freaking Black Lightning of Conqueror's Haki, you know? And Zoro remembers his time where Luffy ends up meeting him and says, the world's greatest swordsman. That's perfect. The future of the King of the Pirates wouldn't settle anything less. And Zoro therefore smiles and tells King, I guess you're right. After all, I made promises to my old captain and my oldest friend. So, yeah. So, all this time, when it came to Enma going haywire or going out of control, Enma was just testing him, telling him, you're not measuring up to my standards, man. So what's the deal? Why are you not going all out? Why are you not risking it all for your captain, your crew, or anything else? Why are you not risking it, huh? So what Enma's been doing to Zoro, like extracting his haki and his energy and his power, was telling him, hey man, you gotta go all out. If you don't go all out right now, you'll die and you're not worthy to wield me, you know? And Shimotsuki Kuzoboro, that guy Zoro was acquainted or connected with this guy, dude. What's even more crazy is that he's the one that forged Enma and Wado Ichimonji a long time ago. And that blade, Wado Ichimonji, was the blade that did not break against Mihawk's #1 Kotoru Yoru, or the Black Sword, you know? You guys got it's crazy, man. I mean, like, the fact that Wado Ichimonji, again, I'm reminded of it again, survived against Mihawk's Black Blade. And this is when Zoro was not strong yet, you know? It didn't break at all, you know, that kind of thing. And how the geezer, or Shimotsuki Kozoboro, ends up teaching Zoro how swords work, and that the sword chooses its wielder, you know? And that's why Zoro realizes that Enma was going out of control on him, or absorbing his power, or extracting so much strength from him, because he's not going all out to the way how it's supposed to be. And the fact Zoro just awakened his power to go all out and conquer his haki is even more crazy. I'm like thinking in my mind, oh my gosh, dude, Oda, you are really freaking blowing it out right there, man. And just seeing Zoro finally awakening and getting the idea that Enma is asking Zoro and telling Zoro, you gotta go all out. How are you supposed to be what you are, or how are you supposed to be the world's greatest swordsman if you're not gonna freaking give it all you got, you know, that kind of thing. That aside, Zoro finally awakened his conqueror's haki within him, and he's getting ready to continue his fight against King. I can't wait to see what's happening next, but like I said and repeating myself, Oda, take it easy, calm it down, man. I mean, like, I love you very much, dog. You're doing great quality work, man. It's just, you really got to slow down and make sure you take your breaks, okay? As I said and repeating myself, I'd rather see you alive and well to finish a series than you being on a hospital bed on death's door, you know? Take your time, man. I mean, you're doing great so far. I can't wait to see the next chapter. So until then, people, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-ta-da!